Hey guys, Rexasaur here and welcome to another World of Tanks tank review, and today we'll be reviewing the Rhm Borsig WT, the tier 8 German tank destroyer that has no armor whatsoever but a lot of turret traverse because it's 360. Anyway, yes, this is from the new-ish, well, the most recent tank destroyer line implemented into World of Tanks, that of the German one, starting down at the Marder 38T, going all the way up to the Waffle Tractor of E100. As a lot of you know, if you've been in my channel for quite a while, the Story Mill, which is the tier 7 of that line, is my favourite tank in the game. And the Borsig pretty much carries on that trend, except that it's not my favourite tank in the game, because the Story Mill is, and this tank is just merely... I don't want to say adequate, but it's because it's not. It excels at what it does, but it has weaknesses and stuff, so it's not the greatest tank, but it's definitely up there as one of the most powerful tanks in the game. Anyway, let's look at some stats. 1100 hit points, that is pretty mediocre for a tier 8 TD. It has more than the ISU, not by much if I'm not mistaken, that's the SU. Yeah, it has 90 more hit points than the ISU, so which is its direct competitor, and that's not really the biggest amount. It also has much less health than the T28, who has 50 more, so it's pretty average hit points wise. Power to weight ratio is pretty good. It weighs nothing because it has no armor, and its engine is, well, 207 isn't the greatest, but it doesn't really need that much because it weighs nothing. As such, it has a 35 speed limit, but that's, once again, gravity will make that much higher, and you will be going 40 down some slopes. Traverse speed of the tank is pretty good at 38, along with the gun traverse, which is actually the turret traverse of 18. It makes it quite nicely turn around the spot. The only issue is the gun traverse, really. 18 is pretty shoddy when you turn it on its own, which requires you to turn the whole tank at the same time, which negates the effect of camo netting if you've got that on, so that's pretty irritating. But it is a pretty good maneuverability when it comes to turning the tank, and you rarely notice it. It does get annoying when there's someone circling you, because you get circled really easily though. View range 400, along with some binos, you can get yourself up to 500 meters, which is really nice. Yeah, we get the maximum pretty much straight away, so that's really good. And the signal range of the radio is very, very good at 700 meters. But here's the big question about the tank. The tank comes with 2 guns. I'm not even going to bother looking at the armor, by the way, guys. It has none. 20, 10, 8. It has no armor. There is no point. There is no armor on that tank. Anyway, there are 2 guns. You have the L55, which is the one I've been using, and it's the stock gun, and the L29.5 for some reason. So you have a very accurate high DPM gun and a big ass derp gun which resembles the ISU. A 128mm basically and a 150. It's pretty obvious. Basically, here's my opinion on this thing. You start out your stock. You need to research this first. It takes a fucking long time. It costs a hell of a lot, and it's really ridiculous. You need to get your tracks, you need to get your top engine, and you need to get your top radio. Actually, I think you start with a good top radio anyway. But you need to research your engine. You need to research your tracks pretty soon, because without the top tracks, your traverse is only 34, and your bottom engine is on 180 horsepower, which is ridiculously bad. Plus, this doesn't catch on fire as much. So why I've kept this gun all its lifetime throughout every single game. That is a buttload of experience, because not only does this tank cost 168,000 research points, but this costs 63,000 research points, which is ridiculously lot. So that's over 250,000 research points put into this tank, and I've used the same gun for its whole lifetime. Why do I do that? Well, if you look there, you can see an average DPM of 6.2 thousand damage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because it is amazing. I have in this gun a 9, or wait, is it 9.2? It might be a 9 I think it's a 9.2 second reload. That means that every minute I will fire 6 shots. And then after a while, like after 3 minutes or so, if I keep firing on go, I will fire a 7th shot during that minute. It's ridiculous how much damage this gun outputs. 490 average is so much. And yeah, plus with 246 pen, you can pen everything. Even tier 10s fear you at that point. Not really fear as such, it's more of a nuisance, but if you hit them, they will be very annoyed because 490 is a lot of damage. And then we come across this gun. So, you see 5.5 rate of fire, but that is increased tremendously by the fact that my crew is at 100%, plus I have a rammer. Anyway, this 15 centimeter. Why do I not use the 15 centimeter? Well, apart from the, you know, less rate of fire, less pen, less accuracy, less aiming time, why don't I use this for the 750 damage? Well, less DPM is one. The second is, you can't pen shit with this gun. This has less pen, ladies and gentlemen, than a IS-3. You're a TD with less pen than a heavy tank. No. Just no. Just no. This should not happen. If you use heat, yeah, if you're going to use heat, sure, use this gun, because you've got so much pen and you do a fuckload of damage. But why would you give away the DPM? This tank is all about the DPM, about hiding in the bushes and DPMing. The ISU, on the other hand, is all about hiding in the bushes and fucking people up in one shot. This tank cannot do that. And if you do have the 15 centimeter, expect to be absolutely crushed by any Borsig with this gun, or any other tank for that matter, because you suck with it. Trust me, the 15 centimeter is not the gun you want. On the plus side, with the 15 centimeter, your gun barrel ends there, which means your camo is so much better with it. But this gun will do. Anyway, so that is my opinion on the Borsig when it comes to stats and gun selection. Crew skills, I would definitely recommend getting yourselves camo on the crew, because Jesus Christ, you need it. But yeah, apart from that, let's look at some replays. Okay guys, here we're on the first replay with a bit of the map missing. This is a tier 9 game, as you can see, well, half of the teams are tier 9. And yeah, this is one of the other reasons why I always have the 128 instead of a 15 centimeter, and that is because you can't pen with the 15 centimeters on thing higher than tier 8. And although a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but you can see tier 6s, yeah, but you can see tier 10s nevertheless, because you're right there in the one tier that can see the basically top half of well, the tanks basically right there. From tier 6 to tier 10 you will see. And the 128 is so much better than the 15 centimeter. Anyway, it's encounter on Redshire, and I'm platoon with bidding, and I'm going to go to the left side of the map to try and get myself vantage points to kill stuff, really. I think this was, well, all these games are 9.0, and I got the Borsig in 8.11, so a lot of these replays, this is later when I've sort of learned how to use the tank and also know what to expect about it. There's a 120, push onto it, get myself a average roll there. Well, it was a high by 1, and I've already reloaded by the time he comes around, so missed my next shot, but I could have hit that. If I had myself, actually no, probably not. Basically, if you have a, what are they called? The thing that improves your crew ability, ventilation, that's it. If you have ventilation, your reload would be so much faster, but because I have camo netting and binocs on my tank for when I want to use it as a passive scout, as a proper TD, thank you very much, what the hell am I on about, then I can, because most of the time, depending on what map you get, you want to play a tank differently. There's an IS, that IS is going to be very, very, very annoyed because Amarak. Oh, that poor little IS did not deserve what came to him, to be honest. But never mind, eh? So Billington is 30, he's not going to do very good. Oh, well, he actually killed that, so he did okay. Jesus Christ. Racking something on full health is fun, no matter what tier it is. So we're just going to move up now. And as you can see, I am basically playing the supporting role, and this tank is very much the support tank. Just like all TDs really, apart from certain specialized TDs such as the Ferdinand, to an extent, the T28 and the AT15 at tier 8 this is anyway. These are all sort of supporting the advance by being on the front line. Borsig is very much a back end TD, stay right at the back or in the middle line, shooting to support and taking out any stragglers that have been missed by the full sweep, or as you saw by the IS, people that were trying to flank. One thing that I need to know about this is that it has no depression, as you can see by the fact that there is no depression. There is a Waffle Tractor Alpha Panzer 4 there, who has not seen me. Oh, he has seen me. He shot me once. I put a shot into him. I don't know if I even hit that or not. He shoots me but only hits my tracks. I did hit him actually. Did quite a bit of damage. I also tracked him apparently. Do another roll onto him. Don't know how much damage I did there. As you can see by my loadout, I have 25. Well, I had 25. Nice shot there. That was very clutch. 25 regular shells, 3 APCR, and 2 HE. Why do I have HE? Well, because I have 25 regular and 3 normal. That's 27 shells. It's unlike the Sturmil. You rarely ever run out of shells. So I have 2 HE just in case I come across either a Waffle Tractor Alpha E100 or some TDs who require my not TDs, or what are they called, artilleries, which have more than 500 health, so the tier 10 artilleries most of the time, which has happened once before, so I do keep them there. They're also very handy to take out scouts, or any of the other lightly armoured tanks. A little bit of lag there, but we're going to keep our going on. There's an E50 who's just trolling around, put a shot to his back, kill him. Doing good so far. So yeah, we're going to cap in a bit. Oh no, well, there we go, the match is over. So it was a pretty standard game really, didn't take any damage, the enemy team weren't exactly amazing, but we did manage to do a lot of damage, mostly to tier 9 tanks as well as Amarak in the IS, which was amazing. But let's go on to the results screen now. So here's the results screen, guys. We got ourselves a high caliber and a tanker sniper, which is obviously awesome, and mostly due to the Amarak on the IS, which was equally awesome. Only a second class mastery, not really a lot of XP, was a ×2 non-premium account, so yeah, not really much else going on. But we did come up doing a whole lot of damage, 4,200, which is well, it's a lot of damage in a Borsig really, and it's a lot of damage in any tank, which is probably why we got high caliber. Completely destroyed the enemy team now that I look at the scores like that, and doing pretty good. If we look a bit more, we can see that 8 of my 9 shots actually contacted and all of them penetrated, which was pretty damn amazing. Yeah, not much else to say really. It was a pretty standard game with pretty standard results, so let's look at the next replay. And here we are on the second replay. This is on Erlenberg, it's standard, and once again a tier 9 game, although less, well, only 4 tanks on each side are tier 9. Yeah, pretty much. Not really. I'm gonna go right, and for the first time, like ever, it seems that whenever I go one way, the whole friendly team go the other, and it's really, really weird how that always happens. Even though everyone usually always go right on this map when they spawn there, this time they decide to go left, and I'm just like, okay. Anyway, this is a pretty standard game. Nothing incredible happens. Really, both of these replays are pretty standard games for the Borsig. Not really showing you any amazing, tactics, because this is the tactic of the Borsig. Is to hang back, shoot some stuff, kill some things. The enemy M40 for M43 just drowned. No idea how he did that. But yeah, so in this match we're going to camp this little hill here, giving support to our friendly tanks, whilst the rest of our team are going to defend the left. There's an SU-152 down there who's behind a hill, so I can't actually see him yet. Well, I can't. I don't see him. He gets killed before I even do. But there is a tank that goes across. I believe that's a J-Panther 2. You can see down in the map, my mini-map mod will show you who it is. There is an E-75 there, and I do put a shot into him, 484. That's a slightly low damage roll. But don't worry, that is nowhere near as low as you can get, or as high as you can get. I have had 600 damage shots. I've also had 350 damaging shots with this gun, which gets very frustrating. Tiger 2 now is going to rush to a Centurion 1, and I missed that shot, which is highly irritating. And I get spotted. I'm going to try and put an ammo rack shock into him, but he runs away, so I put a shot into the side of the tank. It still damages him, which is good. There's a Tiger 1 down there, but it doesn't really matter. There's a T-5041, which sort of requires my attention. He has fired every single one of his shots. I missed that one. So he's reloading. He's trying to hide behind his fallen brethren, but it hasn't really happened. So I put a shot into the top of his turret, and he's going to get killed by something else. There we go. So there's the Tiger 1 and an E-75 there. I put a shot into the E-75 already. Now there's the Tiger 1. I'm going to move forward. I have been spotted, but the Tiger hasn't seen me, so I'm going to put a shot into the side of his turret, doing 608 damage, which is a whole 118 more than my average damage roll, which is pretty high and pretty awesome. But there's the E-75 down there. I'm going to try and get to him. The Tiger 1 has put himself into a nice position to wear cover, and then Arty goes for me, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's Arty in this map, isn't there? I thought he drowned, but there was 2 Arty. So I took a lot of damage from him, which is kind of annoying. E-75, I have fixed my track now, so I'm like, should I stay still? No, I should probably move, so I move away. E-75 is making his way up to help and support his team's push on the 0 line, whilst the IS-3 and the IS-8 have continued and cleared the 1 line. So I'm just going to, right now what you see me doing is using my minimap mod to see if I got shots on the enemy, but I'm like, I can't be bothered. I don't want to really waste any shots. There is a Comet left down on the 1 line, and once that's cleared, there he is on full health. Once that's cleared, I can focus my attention on supporting the 0 line push. But right now, the artillery is doing a lot of, well, it's having success taking down the enemy, which is really good. The Comet gets hit by our artillery and will get hit by either the IS-3 or the IS-8. Probably the IS-3, and I'm going to put a shot into him as he runs. Side turret, getting kills, and I'm going to hide myself here so that Arty doesn't get me since I was spotted. And then I'm sort of trying to make my decision on whether I should go to base or go back to help defend our base. And I decided to go back because, well, there's more targets and I kind of want to do damage. This is my last ever game in the Borsig, and will be my last ever game because I will be selling this tank after this review, because I've got an ISU, and I think the ISU is the best tier 8 TD still. And whilst this tank was a lot of fun, I don't think it's worthy kind of keeping in my mind. It was a lot of fun, I won't deny that, but you know, it wasn't amazing, really. So there's the E-75, and I sort of see that I got shots him, so I'm going to reverse a bit, put a shot into his side. I kind of have an issue with aiming, which is kind of like, oh, what am I doing? Put a shot into him, don't manage to kill him because he was on too high health, and I get a slightly low roll, but still not really complaining. The Centurion is on the other side, Conqueror, sorry, is on the other side. Oh, is that the Conqueror? Yeah, that's the Conqueror, and there's the IS-3 over there. So I'm going to camp myself onto this bridge, put a little few side shots into certain tanks, get him in the side of the turret, do a 571 I think damage, or I don't know, I can't remember. There's a Chiri there, and he's going to keep moving forward and back, so I'm going to shoot and don't manage to kill him because he stopped himself in time. But yeah, as you can see, if you look at the tank, you can see the ammo loadout, or the ammo rack, sorry, in the front of the tank. That is a really annoying thing, and the weak points of this tank really are the fact that it has no armor and the ammo rack. But you won't get ammo racks a lot if you have safe stowage, I find. Put a shot into the Conqueror, which is really good. But we are going to cap before I get to put another shot into something, which is a shame really, because this could have been a lot better if the two ISs hadn't, stopped the game there, doing a lot of damage. So we'll see the results screen. But yeah, this tank is really quite good. Yeah, I would definitely recommend keeping going up the line after the Sturm Mill for this tank. Anyway, let's see the results for that game. So here's the results. Another high caliber, because why the hell not? And once again, a fuckload of XP and credits earned. Only 3,500 damage, I think that says. I can't really see, it's really blurred. Not a whole lot. Probably could have got a lot more if the game had carried on and the two ISs hadn't capped, which is kind of the issue here. For some reason, again, 8 hits, 8 pens of my 11 shots done. Doing a tiny bit of assistance damage, not much really. But yes, this is a pretty standard tank with pretty standard results. And as you can see, the Borsig is definitely a very good tank with very, very capable gun, able to do a lot of DPM. And when it hits, it usually pens. Very rarely does it happen where you don't pen with a shot that you hit at. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Rhm Borsig Waffenträger, a tank that I would definitely recommend going up the line for, if you haven't already gone for the Sturm, which is by far one of the most amazing tanks of its tier. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you next time.